Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I am Ms. Farkhanda, and from today we are going to start the different kinds of parts of speech. Do you know how many parts of speech are there? There are 8 parts of speech: noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, conjunction, interjection, preposition, and adjective. Tell me, why are they called parts of speech? Every word, depending on its use in a sentence, making it a speech, can be identified as one of the 8 parts of speech. We are called parts of speech because we write different words, connect them, give meaning, and then we speak when we read whatever they are. So that's why they call parts of speech. Every word has. First, I have written with pink. Nouns, pronouns, and verbs are considered first 3 parts as they make a basic sentence. Like I play hockey, noun, pronoun, or I plays, pronoun and verb. Ahmad plays, noun and verb. So subject and verb is because the basic part of the sentence. That's why noun and pronoun use instead of noun. Noun and pronoun has the same category. They are the same qualities rather. And verbs are considered first 3 basic parts of the sentence. That's why they are the first basic parts of speech. Then is adjective and adverbs, and they are used to add description or detail to above mentioned 3 parts. Adjective is the quality of noun or pronoun, and adverb is the quality of pronoun or adjective, and we will later on discuss in detail what are they. Preposition, conjunction, and interjection. The remaining 3 kinds are relators, joiners, or attention seekers. Just to give sometime, attention seekers mean quality or some beauty to the your speech. However, every part has importance in a sentence. We shall inshallah discuss each part of speech one by one with its kind in different lectures. One by one in different lectures. Because the first one is noun. So today we are going to start with noun and its kinds. Is the first part of speech. Noun. From our childhood, we have been learning that noun is a name of a person, place, or thing. Or I can say that any naming word given a name to anything. Thing means person or place also. Naming word, name to anything. Person, place, or things. We can say that things can be categorized in: one is the things which are visible, which you can see, which you can touch. They are also called concrete. And the second is which you only think about. You can feel about. You can't touch. They are like ideas, some ideas like freedom, liberty. We need freedom, we got freedom. You got what? Noun is basically the answer of what. You got what? Freedom. Then the name of any action like competition, running. Condition, joy. Qualities, honesty, wisdom, intelligence. Or name of the time period. When the time period like childhood, youth, old age. These are the names of the time periods. So naming word, and it's not the things we can touch. The things we can touch are concrete or visible things. But some things are not visible. You can only feel. So things can be categorized in visible or some invisible, or invisible idea, condition, quality, time period, or any action. Coming to kinds of nouns you have been studying, remember girls that countable and uncountable nouns are not the kinds of sentences. They are basic 5 kinds of sentences, and generally we get 4 kinds. But material is another kind of noun. There are 5 kinds of a noun. I have prepared another lecture in which I will tell you countable or uncountable nouns, or singular, plural, or noun gender also. Basically, kinds of nouns, they are 5. They are proper, common, collective, abstract, and material. Again, proper, common, collective, abstract, and material nouns. I think it's not difficult for you. We will discuss one by one. First one is proper noun. Proper noun is a specific name of an individual. That may be individual, mainly one person or place or thing. What is proper noun? How can you differentiate it from common noun? Proper noun is also the name of a single one, but it is a specific name which gives that person, place, or thing some identification. You can separate it from others of the same type. So, identity of a specific noun, a proper noun is always starts with a capital letter. So, name of the person, places, or things which can give them some identity. Uzma lives in a big city. City is also a noun, but city can be many cities. All cities are called city. But Uzma is the identification of a girl whose name is Uzma. We love our motherland. Motherlands are different, but our motherland is Pakistan. So I have written this with in red colors. Ali, I gave Ali. Ali is a name. A beautiful gift. Ali, so names Uzma, Ali, Pakistan, whether they are common, like Ali is very common name. Name, it is common, but it is not common noun. Remember, name of anyone, whether there is of many people, but name is always a proper noun. Next is common noun. Common noun, gay is a name given to every individual of same class, and it is same for everybody. I have now written Uzma in a city, motherland, gift, they are common nouns. What is the difference between proper and common? Proper is also for an individual. Common is also for an individual. But proper means a specific name for everybody, for an individual, but common is the same for everybody. Like girls. Every girl is called girl. But when we give them a name Uzma, it means a specific name. Every boy. But for identification, Ali. So country, many countries. But when you say Pakistan, it's become a proper name. So difference between common and proper noun is that common noun is the same name for everyone and everybody, like girl. Every category is girl, boy, teacher. But when we give name to someone that is specific, a particular name, it becomes a proper noun. Third is collective noun. Collective noun is also a single name, but it is a name of collection of things of same type. Somewhere it is written collection of things, but things can be of the same type. When we same type thing or person are given a single name, it is called a collective name. It is a name of collection of same types of persons or things taken together as one whole. Name is one, but in that group many are included, like army. Army is a collection of soldiers. So we can also say that collection of common nouns. Soldier is a common noun. every soldier, one soldier, two soldier, three soldier, and they're combined together to form an army. Ships, different ships, fleet. People, different people, and its gathering is crowd. Again, now the difference between common and collective noun is that common name is a name given to every single, and whereas collective name is a single name given to the collection or a group of same types of things or persons. Fourth one is abstract noun. Abstract noun, as I have told you earlier, visible things and invisible things. And invisible means some quality, some action, some condition, some time period, some feeling. So it is a name of feeling, quality, action, condition, or time period. And I have given you example in the very beginning. It is used for things we can't perceive through our five senses. Our five, we can touch things, we can taste things, we can see things, we can hear. So these five senses we can't perceive. We can't touch an abstract thing, we can't taste an abstract thing, we can't see, we can't hear, and but we can feel, we can make an image of these feelings. Like laughter is the best medicine. हंसते हैं हम जब, हंसी जो है बहुत अच्छी मेडिसिन को वी कैन टच. दिस इज कॉमन नाउन. बट लाफ्टर वी कैन ओनली फील, वी कांट टच इट. कायदे आजम हैड अ ग्रेट ट्रस्ट इन हिज यूथ. ट्रस्ट, अगेन अ फीलिंग. Youth, a time period. Greed is a curse, name of the two things, but we can only feel grease, we can only feel a curse. So it, and names of subject, art and sciences are also, names of the subjects are also abstract noun. Remember this thing. So with, we can't perceive abstract noun with five senses. Whereas, again, difference between abstract and concrete, I have already told you, invisible or invisible things. An abstract noun can be compared with a concrete noun, and concrete noun is not the kind of noun because it can be applicable on many noun types of noun. Like common noun, a boy, we can touch. Like a proper noun, Ali, we can touch. Like a material noun, which we will discuss later on, a brick, cement, we can touch. So concrete noun can be any noun which we can touch, which can be visible. Five senses feel, feeling of five senses, using or perceiving of five senses. Where an abstract noun is not, we can't touch it. Basically we can't touch. Generally we say that we can't touch it, we can't perceive with our senses. Difference between abstract and concrete nouns. So concrete noun is not the kind of the noun like the sixth kind, because it can be applicable on many of the nouns, as I have told you, boy, early, some material, like then all these things. Then is fifth kind is material noun. Material noun is the name of the thing with which further things are made. With which further things are made, like iron, copper, gold. Iron is used to make tools. Tools is a common noun, but iron is a material noun because with it tools are made. Add some milk in tea. Tea is made by adding milk, water, or things like this. Gold is a precious metal. Metal, it is a metal, but ladies, jewelry, many things are made. So the noun which are used to make further things are called material nouns. These are all the five kinds of noun. They are again proper, common, collective, abstract, and material. Remember, girls, concrete noun can be applicable on different noun which you can touch, you can perceive with your five senses. I have prepared another lecture that is about other forms of other categories of noun. Until then, Allah Hafiz and best of luck.